Hey everyone, welcome back to Covers and Commentary, and welcome back to another episode of Drummer Reacts. Now, as you could probably tell by the massive amount of first take videos that we've done recently, I love listening to artists perform things live. I love hearing the differences or the similarities with live performances versus the recordings. And this song I'm actually very familiar with. This is The Rumbling by SiM. I'm very familiar with this one, both with the harmonies, the main vocals, everything, because I've played it on drums before. I should probably do a drum cover of it at some point. But I've also done a vocal cover of it, which is why I know the harmonies and I also know the main vocals. You can check out the shorter one there, and then I'll leave a link to the full-length one in the description below. But this is SiM performing The Rumbling live at Dead Pop Festival 2023. So I'm really excited to see this because I have never actually heard SiM live. I'm super excited to see how they sound. I know we've had some pretty wild differences with like Queen Bee sounding very different live than she did in the recording, and then we have Masayuki Suzuki sounding exactly the same. So let's dive in. It's enough talking. Let's see how SiM sounds live with The Rumbling.
Next song is called The Rumbling!
Yes! Oh my god. Yeah. Right off the bat, live screams for vocals are so hard because you kind of rely on well, depending on your style of scream, you kind of want to cup the mic to really get every bit into it, especially if you do like not as like straight power scream styles, like what you like power scream styling, like what you get with like Corpse was very just power behind it screams, whereas this you get a lot more of like the beware. It's all like very middle of the chest kind of sound, and that can be a lot harder to project, so having it kind of cupped with the mic is very hard, but he's doing a pretty good job so far. Also, actually, let's go back here because I'm curious if the like rumbling, I'm wondering if that is pre-recorded and played over, because I know like Foo Fighters does that with a lot of bands do that. Bring Me the Horizon does it live where there's pre-recorded elements of the track that are played out. So let's see. Yeah, so he was standing on the stage with his arms out. It did look like the two, I'm gonna have to see, yeah, there's a mic for the guitarist and bassist, so they might have been adding to the rumbling sound, but we'll see. Never wanted to be the king. Yeah, okay, so they got one of the instrumentalists, I think it was the guitarist, doing the dirty vocals in the back, actually. Oh no, they both did screams in that one. Yeah, oh my god, yeah. So there's a bit more power, there's a bit more of like the hard power behind that scream there, the this part. This fearless. Yeah, he's really getting it out there. That was really difficult when I had to try to do that in the recording for my cover. Oh, I will never look away. Yeah. Oh man. I will say too, just a small thing, having performed live, mostly on drums, I know I've never played for a crowd this big. I think the biggest I ever played for was about 1,000 people, 1,000, 1,500, something like that. It was a small stage at a festival. And I know that even with my IEMs, my in-ear monitors on, they did a pretty good job of sealing, but just the noise of the crowd plus your monitors in front of you, if you have stage monitors plus IEMs, and just everything else happening, the drums, the guitars, all of it, that massive amount of noise, like There's a reason why I have a considerable amount of hearing damage in my right ear. It's because my monitor was always over on the right if I didn't have in-ears. And like just this part here. Yeah. Lose it all. Yeah, he takes it out. Oh, man. Like, I get it for the show. Like, let's hear it. But, man, your ear's going to be ringing after that. That is just brutal. Anyway, let's listen to that main chorus again. One last note I'll make here, just because, like, I love the energy in this performance already. This is great. Plus, it's such a good song. But also, like, it always impresses me, and I want to get to the point where my like voice is strong enough that I can transition in a live setting or even just in recordings to like clean and back to scream and then back to clean, because, you know, breaking the fourth wall a little bit, in my recordings I am singing over my existing recording for the performance of the video that I do. And what I'll normally do is I'll record the clean vocals first, because those take the least amount of toll on my voice. And then I'll either record the screams later that day, after all the clean vocals are done, or even on a completely separate day, just because of how brutal the scream vocals can be. Even when you're doing it correctly and it's like really down, like in your chest, it can be such a brutal thing to go back and forth. So anytime I see people doing that live, it blows me away. So anyway, that's enough talking. Let's keep going. Look away if I lose it all, lose it all, lose it all. Oh, outside the wall. Yeah, I love hearing the harmonies live too. Back in. Please put that in. I can't hear anything again. Oh, wow. All right. Yeah, something else cool is just, like, the drums always seem to sound the same, because the drummers are always just on point. But, man. Yeah. Oh, I love that bass line too. God, the energy from these guys is so good. Let's go back and hear that transition back again. Yeah, so it looks like the guitarist is doing the most backing vocals. Though there's another mic for the drummer, which I've been in that seat. I hate backup singing while drumming, but yeah. Yeah. That would have to be done that way. So I mentioned in the first take video with Queen Bee how for the overlapping vocals, certain parts you have to almost like da 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 when you have like an overlap or a very small space between like a verse lyric set to the chorus lyric set. Sometimes you have to like cut a long note short and move to the next one. In this case, it looks like he goes from the hard vocals straight screaming to the backup, the guitarist doing the backup vocals actually singing the lead part here, because doing that quick of a transition from scream vocals to clean, I guess live would be extremely difficult. I find it difficult, period, but I guess doing it that quickly is pretty difficult. Yeah, because he does the like, oh yeah. I'm completely off key, but yeah, he's like, oh yeah, and then he screams it like this here. 90 out of 10, oh yeah. How dare you say me? And then he does the other oh yeah, and he sticks on the dirty vocals. Oh man. Yeah, I hated doing that when I recorded my cover, because, so, yeah, this part here. Used to be. Yeah, because it's such a guttural, so not only is there the transition from clean to dirty that you normally get, but also, like, there's the like Bay, which is up high, and he goes Bay, and it's like way down in the chest. I still am not happy with how it came out in my recording for the cover, but like that was the closest I could get, and by that point I'm like, just be done. I'm like finished. It's like when you finish a recording and my voice is just like, all right, I'm done, we're gonna move on, and that was it. Yeah, warming up only gets you so far. Sometimes there's a limit to your voice. I know mine, and clearly he knows his, because God, doing that live is insane. Oh, man, he's flipping us off. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, he does hold it a little shorter than the original recording, but still. Yeah. Yes, I love it. Oh, okay. What was I just saying, too, about I think some of that is pre-recorded. So the, like, nobody knows what's inside of me part of the lyrics. It looks like that's probably part of it is pre-recorded, and then it looks like we have the bassist and the guitarist, and considering there's a mic back by the drummer, the drummer, all doing the nobody knows what's inside of me lyrics, while the lead singer is, standing up there leading the crowd doing, give me your heart, and, holding out, like, let's go kind of thing. I love the energy of this band live. Like, there's a lot of good bands live. Like, we watched the Foo Fighters a little while ago live at Glastonbury, but like, yeah, I love the energy of live bands, and this is another great band live. Inside of me, nobody knows what's inside of me. Yeah, the drummer's going too. I hate doing that as a drummer. Like, it's always impressive to see it. I think I tried it on a cover once, and I hated it. I was like, I'm going to do it for the performance of the cover, where I'm like in the cover singing, and I hated trying to record that for video. I didn't even have to hit the notes right, and it was hard. Oh, also, yeah, everything cut back after that. Like, I mean, I know how the song goes, but I'm saying all the lights, everything backlit. So they're just backlit with a bunch of smoke. Blue at the front. Yeah, some blue edge lighting for the stage. Yep. Slip and fall, will you laugh at me? Now, something that he is doing here that, like, I get it for the screaming, where it's like, and you want to keep it, like, kind of cupped around the mic, but, like, it almost sounds like he's muffling. Well, it doesn't sound like he is muffling the clean vocals into the mic as well, because instead of like, if I lose it all, and you get this clean thing, it's like, if I lose it all, and it is a little more muffled. I mean, that happens a lot live, and especially with all that energy, like just the energy of the crowd and the stage and just getting into it, it's totally fine. Now, nobody's expecting a studio perfect performance, but like, I kind of, a good example of somebody who knows how to like keep even a stage mic sounding really clean is like Benjamin Burnley from I can never pronounce his last name correctly. Breaking Benjamin. Whenever he does the like, and like leans away from the mic, like he is really good at managing how much volume gets into the mic by leaning away from it, even when he's really belting a line. So I just wanted to point that out because that has like kind of an interesting thing I just noticed. So yeah. Now you'll hear it here. Sleep and fall. Yeah. And now it's clean because he opens the mic up and yeah. Oh, I will never look away. I love this song too. And now the bassist is going on the mic and the guitarist is having his moment up on the monitors, right up by the crowd. Outside the wall. Oh, he did the in-ear monitor out again. God, that hurts me. Oh, and okay, so there's another good example of just using the power behind the screams is just watch. he doesn't quite. Do I have something I can give it? I would just use my phone. Like, he doesn't quite cup the mic around his hand. He leans it back. He leans it back so it's like open underneath when he does that. Still very close to the mic, so you don't have to do like as much to get the volume into the mic, but still interesting. Oh yeah, that guttural. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Oh, they're gonna end it the way I love. We're just gonna listen to this now. I'm just here to... Yeah, liberal use of the China symbol. I love it. God, that guttural scream. Bring it out! Let it roll! I love when they do that with the cymbals and everything. Oh, we didn't get like a nice like... It just ended up being the... kind of thing. Dang. Dang, that was good. I love hearing that stuff live, and that was a great example of that song live. I am super impressed. And like I said, like some of the things with transitioning from like clean to dirty vocals is just, God, that is so rough. But I'm very impressed with that. That was super cool, very good. Aside from the couple things I pointed out, like it was a great stage performance even with the things I pointed out. But yeah, hopefully this kind of maybe pulled the curtain back a little bit on some of the like, well, some of my recording methods for like how I do my covers, because yeah, I don't record the covers, audio of the covers in front of the camera, but most people don't. But yeah, for this, like on stage, hopefully this pulled back the veil for like some of the cool things people do with like stage performance and stuff, like relying on backing vocals for main vocals when you have to do something that takes more time than you have to switch back to whatever the other line is and stuff like that. I love their drummer, but man, drummers in general, when you're playing live, until they either have a solo, it's the Foo Fighters where the drummer gets to kind of do their own thing. Like, it was a very unique thing breaking down the Foo Fighters one because it's a whole new drummer playing a song I was super familiar with in a very different way. But in this case, it's going to be played pretty much exactly how you'd expect. Drummers, speaking from experience, a lot of drummers, if it's a song that they wrote the drums for, tend not to deviate from that too much unless it's in the middle of a set or a break that they want to like interact with the crowd, or at the end where you're just mashing cymbals until the very end. So there's not much to say about the drummer. It's cool that the guitarist and the bassist kind of took turns doing backing vocals. That was kind of neat. What a performance live. This was really cool. So I'm probably going to go back to listening to some stuff that's like recorded directly after this week, because we're gonna listen to another first take, or we listened to a first take already, and then next week I have an AI cover that we're gonna listen to, which will be interesting. But for now, that is it. We're gonna go back to some standard recording stuff aside from the AI one next week. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this type of content, make sure to leave a like, and if you really liked it and you want to see more of it, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. Leave some comments down below so that I know what you all are into. I do read your comments and your recommendations, and I'm making a list, and I'm gonna slowly start working my way through that list. But for now, I got a couple other things left on my own list of things I want to take a look at, and then we'll dive in. So aside from that, thank you all again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for being here, and have a good one.